The results of those government stress tests on the nation's big banks were supposed to be out this morning, but the deadline has now been pushed back to Thursday, leaving the big question: will taxpayers get back the trillions spent so far, or will banks be back for more? Well, our financial correspondent, Bianca Golodriga, asked billionaire investor Warren Buffett to weigh in. You spent some time with him this weekend.
I did. The billionaire next door. Good morning, Robin. In fear of swine flu could not keep a record 35,000 faithful Buffett investors from flocking to Omaha over the weekend for Berkshire Hathaway's annual shareholders meeting. But not even the world's most famous investors immune to what he himself dubbed a financial hurricane. 2008 proved to be Warren Buffett's worst investment year on record, in large part due to his significant stake in the banking sector. Yet he's convinced that the nation's largest banks are in good shape.
Actually, banks are doing very well on new business, and the deposits are coming in. We will not, those 19 banks will all be okay.
How would you grade the way the Treasury handled TARP?
I would say that on the TARP money that's gone to banks, in large part, I think they'll get that back with interest.
Well, let's talk about a recovery. The administration is cautiously optimistic that we'll see economic recovery by the end of the year. Where do you stand on that, and what type of recovery would that be?
The answer is I don't know. I wish I did. I mean, but incidentally, nobody knows. I mean, we have gone through, all recessions are somewhat similar, and they have differences. This one was a real shake. Really shook up the confidence of the American public. They changed their buying habits, they changed their saving habits, all kinds of things. And we don't know when that will be over. We do know it will be over, but I can't predict the timing.
And to Americans who say or worry that our best days were behind us, what do you say?
No way. I mean, if you look at this country, 200 years ago, people were just as smart innately as they are now. The American system unleashes human potential. Capitalistic system, an American system of rule of law, market economy, equality of opportunity. None of those are perfect, but we've always gone in that direction. And just look at what's happened over these 200 years.
This comes from Twitter, from Good Morning America, our audience. Somebody Twittered this question, and they wanted to know what your best and worst investment decisions were.
I made a terrible one last year in buying a lot of ConocoPhillips. Nobody made me do it. I mean, it's not ConocoPhillips' fault, but when oil was very high, I just misjudged. I overlooked certain facts in the situation, but I've made lots and lots of investment mistakes, and I'll make more in the future.
Your best?
The best? Well, probably buying Geico may have been. I mean, my experience with that company goes back to 1951, and it's a marvelous company and terrific management, but they do all the work, and I just try and take a little of the credit.
And a great lizard.
Yeah, the gecko does all right for us.
And his investment philosophy has not changed. He's still in it for the long haul. We got some personal information on him as well. He doesn't own a BlackBerry, but he does have an old iPod. 1930s was his favorite music. Glenn Miller Band.
Does he tweet? He was very amused by Twitter.
But he laughed at it. He does have an iPod, though. I mean, he does have an iPod, but doesn't have a BlackBerry.
All right, Fiona, thanks so much.